Hey there, guys. Okay, so this is a quick one. So your twin did not reject you. What happened is your twin rejected themselves. And when that happened, it triggered you and you felt hurt, you felt pain. And it wasn't because they don't love you. It was because they're scared, because they're feeling new emotions and new things that they never felt before. And they don't know what to do about it because they have too much fear, too much blockages, and too many illusions standing in their way for them to be genuine with you right now. It's literally a lockup. They literally locked up because they are having like an internal overload moment. Because there's so many things happening in their life and things that have happened in their life, they can't see clearly and they don't know how to sift through the mess. And so rather than continue with you, they ran. And maybe they told you things that weren't true. Maybe they did things that made you feel very hurt. But they self-sabotaged because they didn't know how to handle this. It's a very, very intense level of emotion and love. So when, maybe an offer was made and you feel like you got rejected, they did not reject you. They rejected themselves. Because understand that you are them and they are you. Yeah, you're two different people, but you're the same soul. You're the same self. The difference between you and them is they have their own ego and you have your own ego. And their ego is what rejected you, but their ego actually rejected themselves. Not to hurt you, but because they're scared. And so that triggered a moment within you where you had to rely on yourself for love, self-love, self-worth. And so you went on this journey, and there's a lot of struggles in this journey. But that triggering, what happened to you where you had to depend on yourself and really work through some issues and get that self-love, on the other end of it with them, they have to work on some issues and they have to forgive themselves for what they did. And once you get your self-worth and you have your self-love and you fill your own cup and you're starting to get happier and you're starting to have more harmony in your life, once you do that, you need to forgive them. And if you don't know how to forgive them, I'll tell you exactly how I did it. First, I went internal as though I was her, hurting me. So I made it within myself, every cell in my body, my meditation that I did, I was her rejecting me. And when I did that, I realized that it was fear that caused that rejection, just fear. And fear is just an illusion, it's a blockage. And as I realized that it was just fear, I forgave myself, but I forgave myself as though I was her because I was in that mode of being her to understand it. And that's how I forgave her because I became her and then I forgave myself as though I was her. And once that forgiveness takes place, there's a whole new freedom, a new happiness, a new knowingness that everything is going to be okay. And everything in life gets easier because one of the biggest things that holds you back is your inability to let things go. And as you hold on to those things, they weigh you down. And when you can finally forgive something for somebody, forgive somebody for something, that is a huge weight off your shoulders. And once you forgive them, then you can forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be in that position. You always have to think about what part you play. It's not always about what someone did to you. Stop with the victim mentality. I've done it though. We all do the victim mentality. All of us have been the victim, no matter how badly you want to say that you're not a victim. I know people say, I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor, and I'm a warrior. And those are just words that are attached to ego. If you say, my twin did this to me, you are in victim mentality. And that's okay because you're going to get out of it. Because what you're going to realize is your twin didn't do anything to you. Your twin did it for you. Because you are them and they are you. The only separation is your ego and their ego. You guys are one soul. And when you forgive them and when you have self-love, you start to have inner union. And if you want to have inner union or union, you have to do these steps. And so just know that when they ran, you weren't rejected. They rejected themselves. What happened there is they triggered you for you to grow. You basically, your soul did this to your soul through you. It's all mirror. Everybody's a mirror. Everybody, if you dislike somebody or dislike something about somebody, it's an aspect of yourself that you dislike, and they're just reflecting that aspect back to you. Everybody in the world is a reflection of yourself in some way. If you like people, you like things about them that you like within yourself. You dislike people, dislike the traits they're showing you that you dislike within yourself. And the closer you come to realizing this, the further you're going to get. And it really is a totally new, it's a new freedom. It's a whole weight off your shoulders, you know? And so I just want to explain that because, you know, for me personally, when I was in that victim mentality, it was when I was angry and frustrated and didn't understand. I was like, I can't believe she did this to me. But looking back on it, she did it for me. I grew because of that. She's my best friend. As a matter of fact, I think that's really what she is. Whenever I was with her, she was my best friend. And understand something. When you're with your twin, you and them both are forced into your sacred self. And when you disconnect from your twin or when you leave physically in the 3D, are not around each other, your twin goes into their distorted self. That's what causes the separation. We have to separate so we can work out all these blockages so that when we reunite, we have harmony. Because if you fight this and you chase and chase and chase, and you get a little bit here and there, like let's say you chase them and they concede at one point, you get to have a night together. That night's going to create another separation because you chased, because they didn't have the opportunity to heal all the way. They will come back to you when they're ready. When all their blockages are out of the way, they're going to come back to you. And if you've been working on yourself, you won't be the runner. So